Hello, my name's Lee. And I'm Ned, and today we watched something truly vintage. That's a good word for it. Now, before we get started, I should say I've got a bit of a sore throat today. Oh, that's funny. Why? Me too? Really? Yeah. How odd. We sound a little bit different, that's why. We both have sore throats, apparently. Yeah. But today we watched some vintage TV. We watched Batman. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get it. I'm wearing a Batman t-shirt. We watched Batman from 1943. Chapter 1, The Electric Brain. Let's get into this travesty. So this was the first episode in a series of shows you would go to see at a cinema. Really? Yeah, because people didn't have TVs back then. So you would go to the cinema on a Saturday morning, pay, I don't know, a jam jar or a worm or whatever they used to use back then. And you would get into the cinema and you'd watch a serialised drama. You would watch part 1 and then you'd have to wait until the following week to watch part 2. So for the whole week you're wondering what's coming next. Right, like TV. Like TV used to be, yeah. But not now. No. Now people watch a full series in like a week. Yeah, it's true. They watch a full show, 7 seasons, in about 3 weeks. Yeah, sometimes they do, yeah. Well, yes. Binge watching is far easier these days than it used to be. But anyway, Batman. The Electrical Brain from 1943. We open with, it's all black and white by the way. Yeah, of course, yeah. And creative choices, I don't think it's creative choices, I think it's just that's all that was available back then. Black and white photography. Right, so we open with the Batcave. And Batman is sitting in the Batcave. He's sitting behind a very nice looking desk, an office desk, in full costume. Yeah, he's sitting there like, as if he's pondering what he's going to do today. And it's the strangest visual I've seen. And they've got these fake bats flying around. it's yeah. I mean, it's not terrible. No, that bit's not. It's just what they had to work with at the time. Yeah, but it's just the desk he's sitting at is so out of place in the Batcave. It's weird. We cut to a small montage of Batman and Robin fighting crime while the narrator tells us that Batman and Robin will always be ready to take on wrongdoers. Yeah, and they're just like beating people up and catching criminals. Yeah, a very short montage. The first thing we see Batman actually do is use a public phone box in full outfit. Yeah, him and Robin are in full outfit on the street in broad daylight, using a public phone box to call the police commissioner. Commissioner Gordon? It's not actually, no. Not back then. He's calling the police chief and he says, I've left you a little surprise on the corner of a certain street. Yeah, and he's handcuffing to that guy's to a lamppost. So the police arrive just as Batman and Robin get into a car. Just a regular car. Yeah, they get into a car and drive off, taking their masks off. Yeah, and giggling like schoolboys. They're like, haha, this is a funny prank. We cut to an office where a lady called Linda, yeah, this lady called Linda, you should see the size of her hair. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? No. But she's in her office and she's finishing her work for the day, and then Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson walk in. Yeah, they just walk in and take a seat, because apparently Bruce is dating this lady Linda. Yeah. So he's talking about how he's had a hard day, got up at noon, and he had a little bit of time at the gentleman's club, and he drank some wine, scotch. He doesn't want her to know he's that man. Yeah, of course, yeah. Even though as soon as she's out of the room, Dick Grayson said, why don't you just tell her you're Batman? Tell her, let her know. Yeah, shut up, Dick. We find out that Linda is going to take Bruce and Dick to meet her uncle, who is actually just been released from prison. Yeah, he was set up, so he says. Yeah, well, he's been released from prison. So we cut to the prison gates, and he's been released, but it's not Linda picking him up from prison. It's a gang of felons. So They take him into the car and they say, come on, we'll give you a lift home. We heard your niece can't make it. She can though. Yeah, she drives up pretty soon after they've left. And the uncle, Marty Warren, he's this prominent scientist who was wrongly arrested and sentenced. Yeah, so these dead guys take him and they're going to make him do work for them. So they drive past the car that's got Linda and Bruce and Dick. Yeah, and Linda and Bruce and Dick spot the uncle in the car and they realise what's happening, so they turn around and they give chase. Yeah, and it's like, well, I was going to say a big car chase, but it's like 1933 action, so it's just like two cars driving along a road. Well, yeah, but it's a car chase. Yeah, the gangster's car, a black sedan. Oh, by the way, Alfred is in this scene. Alfred is in this scene, that's right. Alfred's driving the car with Bruce and Dick and Linda. What are you doing? I'm just fidgeting. Stop? Okay, sorry. So Alfred's driving and Bruce Wayne says, step on Alfred, get after them. So the bad guys in the black sedan rush off. Alfred, etc., give chase. Yeah, and then the bad guys go round the corner and they do something to the car. They press a button and the car turns white. It's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I don't know how they achieved that back then. Magic? Maybe magic. So they turn around and just pass Bruce and his band of friends in the car. Yeah, because they're looking for a black sedan. You see that this is a white sedan. Yeah, they get it. Okay, just in case. Okay. After this, we cut to a place called Little Tokyo. Yeah, and this is clearly made in the 1930s because the narrator, the impartial narrator, he starts to make racist comments about Japanese people. He really does. Yeah, we're not going to repeat them. No, but let's just say he's of the time. He's definitely of the time. Little Tokyo, which was a town filled with Japanese people, has been transformed because of the war. And the Americans are using it as a sort of theme town where you can go and see what it's like to live in cultural Japan. And you pay like a penny to get into the place. Yeah, but it's also the home of the hideout of the gang. It is, yeah. So the gang drive up and they go into this big, it looks like a haunted house or a ghost train. Yeah, and it's called House of a Thousand Horrors. Sorry, Japanese House of a Thousand Horrors. That's right, yeah. So the gang with Dr. Warren get into a little cart, like in a ghost train, and they go inside, and they're going through this house of horrors. And it's just black sorts of Japanese soldiers pointing guns at white ladies. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, they take a little detour off the track and they go to a little secret room, which is their actual hideout. Yeah, and inside there's some no racism. There's a white guy, a white actor playing a Japanese man, and he's doing the voice, you know, and he's got a little moustache and he's got makeup on. Thankfully it's black and white, so there's no skin colour issues that we can see, yeah. So this Japanese guy, what's his name? I didn't even get his name. But he is creating, he's created this drug or this system that makes American people into zombies. Yeah, so he gets he gets some goons and he's like, look, they're zombies now. And they do his bidding. Yeah, they do. He's also developed this, like, a disintegration ray, like a big laser beam that will disintegrate anything in its path. Yeah, and to display it, you know what he does? He acts as a couple of the zombies. Yeah. So he wants Dr. Warren to come and work for him and help him develop the ray and develop more zombies and take over America. Yeah. So a gang of the Japanese guys, underlings, zombies, well I guess they're zombies now, they take the ray and they go to Gotham. No. And they go out in the street. Now, I don't know if this is even Gotham City. I don't know. I don't think it's even mentioned. But they go to the street and they go to the bank and blast a big hole in the wall. Yeah. They go zzz, yeah, with the big ray, and it disintegrates the wall. And they go in and they start stealing money. Yeah, that Nan and Rodden come along. And it turns into a big fist fight. Yeah, it's actually not too bad. It's not. Rodden is rubbish. Yeah, Robin's getting beaten up by one guy while Batman's taking on like 3 people. Yeah, he needs to tack it in, Rodden. While the fight's going on, for some reason, Robin and the guy that's beating him up are on the ground. Meanwhile, Batman and 2 or 3 other bad guys are up on a balcony above the bank. Yeah, and for some reason, the Japanese guy in his lair, he turns on a little TV beside him and he can see the entire fight. Yeah, it's a bit strange. Yeah, and he says, he gives a command through his little intercom, I guess so. He's way ahead. He's really advanced. He is. He says, throw him off the roof. Yeah, so the bad guys grab Batman and throw him over the edge of the balcony. Yeah, and he's fallen for a long, long, long time. And then the narrator starts and says, uh-oh, what's going to happen? And we see that Linda has gone to make a phone call in a phone booth and she has been poisoned by some gas and knocked out, so the bad guys have taken her. Robin has been beaten up by this one guy and Batman is fallen off this balcony. Yeah, he's fallen for ages. And the narrator says what's going to happen, tune in next week. And that's the end of it. And we will watch part 2. Really? Yeah, we will, because we want to see what happens. But I'm guessing Batman will be fine. Yeah. You know what? Maybe it'll be one of those things where Batman will say, oh, thank goodness I've got a trusty grappling hook, and suddenly have time before he hits the ground to grapple himself to safety. It might be that. But I guess we'll find out next time, because we're not going to watch it just now. No. We'll do like the title in the 30s. We'll wait. Yeah. We'll be in suspense. Yeah, will we? Not really. No. But we will watch it. We'll get back to you. Until then. So we decided just to watch it. Batman falls onto a window washer thing. And he goes up, rescues Rodden, and then finds out where Linda's being held. Breaks in, beats up the bad guys. Finds Linda, rescues her, but then it's straight into another cliffhanger because it's a continuing story. So that's all you're watching. That has been Batman, the Electrical Brain from 1943. Right, give us a like, hit subscribe, please watch another video, and we'll see you next time. Racist. Bye.